to people. I mean, worst case scenario, I mean, obviously you've got the Sainsbury's nearby, but I mean, if the helicopter actually landed on the tracks, because trains were still going by over that bridge for a good sort of at least half hour after the initial, the helicopter landed on the road itself. So no, it's a very lucky escape to what it could have been.
You worked there in one of the areas close to the railway line itself. How congested? What are the pressures of people, cars, vehicles at this time of the morning normally?
Oh, it's massive. I was actually working in the railway arch, probably about 50 metres from the actual where the helicopter fell. But I mean, the peak time of the morning. I mean, there's there's buses, there's trains, there's cars, there's everyone commuting to work, even by foot. I mean, more people could have been hurt.
And the remarkable thing, of course, this is about 300 metres from the headquarters of MI6, the Foreign Intelligence Service.
I was unaware of that, to be honest. But I mean, yeah, no, that could have been very devastating.
And also those tower blocks which are being built, but many of them are occupied by residents.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, there's obviously got residents in there. I mean, you've got obviously people that were already at work in the surrounding area, in still buildings and everything. So, as I said, it could have been a lot worse than it actually has been.
When you look at the kind of normal pressures of the morning commute, Rob, and you look at the numbers who are passed through on that railway, on the road, and so on, and then you look up and you see where the helicopters are, have you ever had doubts about the helicopters flying down what is the Thames air traffic lane?
You've obviously got your doubts. I mean, there's rumours going around that there was quite a heavy cloud cover, so the helicopters may be flying lower than it should have done. But I mean, there's constant people walking about and commuting to and from work by all methods of transport.
All right. Well, Rob, thank you very much indeed. Now, even though only 2 people have been killed and 2 taken to hospital, as far as we know, according to the police, it's the fact that this has happened in central London at a time a few months after the Olympics, when obviously the city has been on high alert because of the threats to the British system here. But therefore, there are a lot of questions about the fact that this took place and so few people have been killed or injured. And I'm joined by Max James Tolhurst, who's a manager at Guy's and St Thomas's Hospital. You're both in the hospital, Max, but also you saw what happened after the crash.
Yeah, but it's just my normal commute to work. I mean, as your previous caller was saying, I walk up the Wandsworth Road every day, and I mean, normally I would have been a little bit more on time, would have been underneath the bridge at the time that the crash happened. So I was just very nearby at the time.
When you think of that, you're under a railway bridge and there are multiple tracks. I think there are something like sort of 12, 16 tracks there. It's a major intersection.
Yeah.
And inflow of railway tracks there, plus the buses, plus everything else. And you're working at a hospital which is, what, a kilometre away?
Yeah, just up the road at the Albert Embankment. I mean, it was really astounding that it didn't hit the railway. I mean, at first, that's what I thought was on fire. I could just see this massive black plume of smoke right by the railway arch, and I thought at first that something had happened to the railway bridge. But as I got closer, the trains were still going over, and then I saw kind of the debris all over the road and the fire everywhere.
You do that as part of your morning commute, walking from that station to the hospital. How busy is it normally?
I mean, usually a Vauxhall is incredibly busy around 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, in fact, whatever time in the morning you try and get across there as a pedestrian, it can be quite difficult. But it was busy this morning. People were just going about their normal business, and I think it took a while for everyone to register what was going on. I carried on walking towards it. I didn't realise at first what the full implication was, but it was very, very busy. The traffic was, it was standstill.
Max, thanks for joining us.